everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is some men don't take rejection well. Some men just don't take it well. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now, to get us started, I did pull a short video, and then we have a letter. So let's watch this video, then we're going to dive right into this topic. Some men just don't take rejection well. Here we go.
Ladies, I want you to be careful. Some of these men can't take rejection. They can't get a woman. A woman don't want them. So when a woman say no, they get embarrassed. They feel ashamed. And they will hurt you all because they can't have you. When you tell a man no, you better be careful. When you try to walk away, some of these men will come behind you and try to hurt you. So y'all women, protect yourself by any means necessary.
Let's dive into this letter. She entitles her letter, Manipulation with Money. Okay, here we go. Okay, she says, I have questions for you. How to deal with the person that threatens to kill himself every time I am trying to separate from him. A bit about him. He doesn't work. I've helped him to get into benefits, but once in a month, an appointment needs to be attained to keep getting the money. Okay, so why are you doing all this? I pay for his Uber journey there, but he refuses to go because he wants to sleep. I work full time and we have a small child. I work and look after the child simultaneously, but sometimes it gets too busy and I can't do it. So I ask him to look after the baby a few hours. You trust your baby with a man like this? Who doesn't even work, just lay around the house and let you do everything? I think that may have been a bad idea, even though it's his baby. Doesn't mean anything. In my last request, he refused to wake up, and it was midday already. He then got up when I insisted and broke some expensive things around the household. And I bought everything. Everything is paid in my name. Rent, food, etc. Why you got this bum in your house? And had his baby. What's going on here? I am unfortunately on almost minimum wage, and I can't afford a nanny. A nanny? I know you can't. And I don't want to leave my job because I'm in debt and I need to keep working to pay it off. So I guess you mentioned that nanny because is that what the boyfriend is there for? To take care of the house since he won't work while you go off and work. Usually these types of men aren't going to do that. They don't care about you. They're only there because they need a place to sleep and some money now and then. That's why they're there with you. They're not with you to give you anything and to provide any services. And to them, to leave you with a baby doesn't mean anything. Nothing at all. It's not going to stop that path that they're on. You just make sure not to let them drag you on that path with them. And that path is only leading to destruction. And you say, I'm in debt and I need to keep working to pay it off. He breaks stuff every time, as I mentioned. So anytime you mention about him leaving or you leaving, then he starts breaking stuff around the house. Yeah. That's threatening you, to threaten you that, he's going to tear up stuff or whatever on his way out, but he's already tearing up stuff. So you want him to let him go on and tear it up one last time and be out. It's extremely difficult for me to buy new things with my salary. So all you worried about is replacing what this man is breaking up in your life. You need to be worrying about getting rid of him, not replacing these items. My salary is only enough for food and bills. He also gets physical with me and verbally assaulted me. Every time I tell him to get his stuff and leave, he threatens me with with suicide. Last time, after breaking my stuff and even tried to break my work laptop, which belongs to the company, I told him to leave. He grabbed a rope and wanted to go somewhere to off himself. I literally begged him on my knees not to go. Why? Why? Why didn't you let him go? He would have been out of your life. Somebody else's problem. You're too believing in all of this. And even if he were serious, you know, usually people who tend to commit suicide, they don't threaten you with it. I'm going to tell you something that I believe, because, everything with me is looking through a spiritual perspective. And what I believe is that these are evil spirits that's gotten these people's heads, got in their souls, and making them threaten you with suicide, only so that that evil spirit can get its way. And I'll say that because I noticed that many of the trans kids threaten their parents with suicide for the parents to give in to it. All right, well, at least she's alive. That's an evil spirit. Evil spirit that's gotten in that child to make that child do that. And I think it's the same thing with this dude. It's an evil spirit. Of course, he's very weak. Man, you don't need to be with a man like this. He's only going to drag you further down. You're never, ever going to have the life that you dream of in your head with this man. Okay? And as long as you're with him, remember, he's affecting your child. He's going to be a role model for your child. Your child is looking over there at him, laying around doing the work day, not working. Well, what do you think the child's going to grow up and think? Okay, you don't want that kind of thing. And him threatening to kill himself all the time. No. He is the father of my baby. And by the end of the day, I absolutely don't expect any financial support for child after he leaves. I don't want to do anything with him anymore. So my question is, how do I make him leave voluntarily because he doesn't have any place to go? You still worried about him? Look, I'm not really an advocate about calling the police. I really am not. I don't like calling the police. I tell you, don't ever call the police. But sometimes when people won't go, you might have to have them put out. You understand? But you got to know what area you're in. All right? Because if you happen to live in a impoverished area and all your neighbors look the same color, it's kind of risky for you to call the police because they come in already with a preconceived notion about you. So you don't want to be caught up in web. And that's one of the reasons I hesitate about calling the police about anything. But for this man, you need for him to go. You need for him to get out. Now, I don't know if you are in an apartment complex. If you're in an apartment complex, maybe you can get the apartment manager to put him out. And then the police might not be involved in it. You see? Now, if you happen to be in your own home, in your letter, it didn't sound like you were. So you need to get away from him. Even if it comes up to you leaving. You and your baby leaving. Forget him being the child's father. Forget about him being that ever. Okay, just cross him off like, he's away, he's not coming back, that kind of thing. That's what you need to put in your mind. And when you go to sleep at night and you lay there, and hopefully he's not there, you visualize him not being in your life, and it will become your reality. Something will happen to make him go away from you and never come back. Visualize your life without him, and do that every night when you go to sleep. Right before you go to sleep, when you get that drowsy feeling, start visualizing that. You and your baby happy together without him. All right? I've had men in my life to threaten all sorts of things, what they were going to do. And I've even been with a man who, when he saw that it was falling apart, went out and took a razor and sliced up his own chest. That really made me want to get away from that lunatic. I mean, come on. So, I've had men to do all sorts of things and threaten all sorts of things. And I don't want to make light of it because every situation is different. You got to know who you're dealing with. But in my world, I've had a man threaten he was going to, first he was going to kill himself. And then I said, well, go ahead, and then next thing he going to kill me, well, whatever, and now I'm not standing right in their face talking this. Maybe I'm talking this from a window and, he's in front of my house, something like that. I'm not in close proximity because some of these men can get violent with you being so bold and brass and telling them how you really feel. But that's why I say you got to know what you're dealing with. But your best bet is to get away from them as far and as fast as you can and try to cut it off if you can. These guys got nothing good. The one in the letter, even if you tried to get him to child support, he's only going to go to jail. How are you going to get any child support out of that? And we got enough of our people in jail. Forget him and go on. Think about a better life for you and your child because you're working hard. You can barely afford to provide for your child. You can't provide for 2 children. Let that one go. That one's got to go. That older one has got to go. And then you and your baby, can prosper as long as you change your attitude. Don't look for a man right now. You look for building something for you and your baby. That's it. Whenever men come around, don't pay any attention. Concentrate on you and having a better life. Because if you hook up with another man thinking that he's going to be better and that he's going to support you, I don't care what he says, and he's going to do all of this, you're going to get the same thing, the same result. Work on yourself. And then when you have prospered and you're on your feet good, and then if you attract a man, the man could more likely be at that level, at a much higher level with these men that you are dealing with at this point in your life. I hope you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.